Hi, this is Jewel Leonard, and welcome to Lunch with Jewel. I help entrepreneurs and artpreneurs to show up big and connect with their people. Today is Freestyle Friday on Lunch with Jewel, and so we're going to talk about a topic that's, related but different, right? And so I have a shocking confession to make. But before that, what I'm talking about today is going to be on the business plan, and it's really not I'm just sharing an experience that I had. So I have an advisor, and yesterday we were talking about the need, to redo or update the business plan, right? And I had a business plan, and I kind of like did it and then threw it out the window basically because who's got time to do a plan? I got stuff to do. You're an entrepreneur, you don't have time to be sitting down doing a plan, your mission statement, vision statement, target, wait, what is it? Target market. No, it wasn't that. Target audience, industry something, blah, 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 right? And so the whole time he's talking to me, and I really appreciate him, right? I really appreciate it. I'm listening, and my first gut, the first thing I thought was like, I don't have time for this. I need to. All I contacted you for was to learn about this. I just want to get confirmation on my target audience so I can, knock it out the park. I'm busy. I don't have time to be sitting around doing no plan. That was going through my mind, but I was like, no, Jewel, okay. He's taking his time and he's helping you, and he's committed to you and wants to see you be successful. So you need to be open-minded and listen. Okay. So I was like, okay. I'm going to listen to this, but I really need to just get going on this over here. I don't have time for that. Right. And it reminded me of the biggest, I don't want to call it fakery because it's not really fakery, but if you knew, okay, so my background is a project manager. I was certified project manager, PMP, for, 20 years, and I retired. And so, but everybody that worked with me, I was about to plan, getting things done, getting results and all that, right? We had to have a plan. But let me tell you something. I got a confession to make. And I don't think I represent all people who are project managers, but I'm going to tell you something. I hated the project plan. Yeah, that's right. I hated it. I hated putting it together. I hated getting you guys together to do it. I hated managing to it. I hated reporting on it. I hated everything about the plan. I hated it. So if you work with me, this is going to be a shocking confession. I hated it. Why? Because nobody wants to sit down and do a plan. You got stuff to do. But it would be shocking because I was like, hey, but here's the importance of the plan. And I had to remind myself of this so I could rein myself in and slow down and really focus on the plan, because this is an important time we're in. This is the middle of the year. July 1st was technically the middle of the year. We're past the halfway point. And so if you want to really be driving your business into the new year and driving some results, half of the year is over, but guess what? Half of the year is left. So it makes sense. You need to have some type of way to measure your activity and the things that you're doing so that you're really getting the results that you want to have, right? So I know. And here's what it reminded me of. Okay, all joking aside, but that wasn't no joke. I really hated the plan. I hated it. It was necessary though. And here's the necessary part about the plan. It's not the document or the piece of paper that you come up with when you're done with the plan. That's not the important thing. The important thing is the activity and the thought that you put into going through the process of making the plan. It was always the case. Even when I was in corporate America as a project manager, it was never the document itself that was the value. It was taking the time with the key people who were responsible for the delivery and helping them to focus on the end result long enough and that they can talk to each other and understand what the risks would be and what would be necessary to really successfully bring it in. Okay. And I was very successful at that. I'm not gonna be shy. I did the thing. But um, but that process was necessary. So even though my first response to the business plan was like, oh, here we go, another business plan. I understand that is necessary. And once I settled my little attitude down, I was like, okay. It really was helpful. It was helpful for me in multiple ways, but I'm gonna share with you just my experience was one, it gave me more confidence because I knew what was in the plan. It wasn't as if you don't have a plan. You have a plan. But taking what you know that is the plan and putting it into form in a document in an organized fashion that tells the story of why you're in business, like your objectives and your goals and your mission and your vision, your products and your services and your expenses, to put it down there like that, it really does gel what you're doing. I feel so much more confident. I feel that I know that I have something that works. Like it was like confirmation for me because I knew everything that was there. It wasn't like there was something new. And it was the same way with my teams. They knew what they needed to do. They knew what, for their piece, what they needed to do. But what was necessary is the synergy between the different functions to be able to know that you really can connect and bring in the result. So for me to actually go through the plan and see the pieces of the plan and know that I knew what they were, except the finance part. I was a little shaky on that. I need to pull in expenses and get like a better idea about that. And even that is an exercise in knowledge and learning about my business, an area and shedding light, I should say, on an area that I had not been given as much attention to. But without that structured process and that structured format of saying, here's the business plan and here's what you need to do, then I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't be able to shine the light. I wouldn't know where the light would go, and I wouldn't have a heightened level of confidence. Now, I told him, I was like, I don't know if I could have done this last year, but in fact, I did do it. And I've been through several iterations. And the only thing that happened is I just never updated the plan. And it wasn't in the nice format that he's provided for me. So what was my point of this? My point of this was, one, don't be fooled. If you're working with a project manager, they probably hate the plan as much as you do. I hated it. Oh my gosh, if you only knew, you guys only knew how much of a pain that the project plan was and the project schedule and managing and I just after almost 2 decades, I can tell you, I never liked the plan, but it was necessary and it was effective and it helped get the job done. And so that's my message for you, I guess, on Freestyle Friday is, if you haven't visited your business plan in a minute, maybe you don't have a business plan, okay? If you need a business plan, I'm happy to share, the areas that he gave me that should be included in a business plan. Message me and I'll send it to you. And so just revisit your plan with the eye. Take the knowledge that you gain over the first half of the year, look at it, and then make some judgments and some assessments about what you need to tweak, what you might want to change, what's gone really well, and then tweak it a little bit, and then make a commitment to actively manage it through the end of the year, to actively hold yourself accountable for what's in your plan through the end of the year. And you may not always be happy with what you see, right? It may require you to do more than you thought you were going to do. And sometimes you will make the mark and sometimes you'll miss the mark. But at least you will know why things are not working, and then you can tweak the plan. And then here's the thing, for entrepreneur, this is what he told me. He said, you can get a $10,000 loan. If you needed funding, you could get a $10,000 loan with a 6-page business plan. Okay? So if you're out there struggling and you're like, oh man, I need a loan, but you don't think you can do it, or somebody's told you need a business plan. It's true. This guy's very accomplished in business, and that's what he said. So I was like, oh, really? Okay. So it's just a good tool to have in your toolbox. And most people don't really, the finance people will ask you for it, but most people never talk about it. But anyway, I hope that was helpful for you. It's kind of fun for me to just think back and go, yeah, I hated those plans. But I hope it was helpful for you. If it's helpful, then definitely share the video. I love when people share the video. Comment below if you have a business plan. And if you don't, are you committed to getting one? How serious are you about your business? You really got to, you have to have it, and most importantly, to scale. So comment below, tell me what you're doing this weekend. I don't care. Just tell me you're there. You're there. You listening? This has been Lunch with Jewel. I'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.